This is television for the Isles of Scilly, brought to you with Worldwide Financial Planning, Truro and Penwith College, and the Scilly Lottery. From Radio Scilly, this is scillytv.com. It's a first for Scilly TV. An interview conducted travelling around St Mary's on the community bus. Owen GroomBridge, the new chairman of the theatre club, is a busy man. And I'm with the new chairman of the theatre club, Owen GroomBridge. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So, why do you want to be the chairman of the theatre club?
I think it's actually because I'm a glutton for punishment. But no, what it was is that it would have been nice, it was nice to actually get a few new people involved with actually becoming into the committee of the theatre club and new ideas. And Bob Gray actually got the ball rolling. And the idea was that Kevin Lieben would follow him and then I would follow Kevin. So it was sort of like more of a long-term thing in that sense. Just to actually keep it motivated, because otherwise it's just going to be made up of an older contingent, which obviously the committee still is very much because they've got such a wealth of experience. But naturally, to keep it rolling, to keep it moving on, then you need obviously fresh people to come into it and younger blood.
So what are your plans? What are your hopes to do with the chairmanship?
Squander all the money. No. Well, hopefully, what I'm particularly interested in is getting people interested in the idea of putting on plays, maybe pantomimes. It's really important that it's not left to just one person. God bless Maggie Perkovich. I mean, she just does such a stonking amount of work for it and everything else, and she's so enthusiastic. But there might just come a time whereby someone else has got to step in there, and that's what I'm going to try and encourage at least this year, as well as also things with the organisation of helping the move go ahead from the hut at Holyvale, where we just come from, to Green Farms.
Because you have a different bunch of skill sets, really, because you're very sort of, with your professional work, you're very organised, methodical, but also you're very creative with your on stage stuff and your acting. So, do you think that's quite useful? You've got those two strings to your sort of bow, as it were. Yeah,
I think so. I'm also particularly interested in like that we can improve on things with the play. Last year we got first place in Cornwall Amateur Dramatics Awards for best set, as well as coming second in the actual play itself. And it's just increasing those standards, just polishing the set off more every year in, year out, working on things like the costumes, the lighting and sound, and just literally just giving it that extra edge, which other Amjam companies, particularly in the southwest, well, to give their high teeth to, really, for that kind of thing.
Are you very competitive then, and are you going to be very competitive with awards this year?
Well, it's always in the back of the mind. You know, it's always nice to get accolades, but actually at the end of the day, it's not really about that. It's we're all volunteers. We all have fun. Those of us who are on the stage, we have a particular amount of fun. We've all got egos that need feeding. So it's nice to do that, but it serves the community in a way, because it entertains a lot of the visitors, entertains a lot of the locals who tend to come along, and also the money that's generated from it not only helps keep the club afloat, but it's contributed to certain charities, particularly like Shelter Box. People might want to have a bit of money to help them fund courses for work, or the school groups might need to raise some funds in order to go away, like the Jane Pender and the flute group went to Truro this year. We help fund that as well. So it's all these good things that are very beneficial to the community and not just our egos.
Now, your sets are legendary, so will we have more money spent on the backdrops this year, do you think?
Surely the treasurer thinks I'm building a house at the moment.
You're spending a lot then?
I'll be interested to see the figures, how they compare from last year to this year. Courtesy of the likes of Rich Farrow, in years gone, they built a kind of method of putting sets together, using 8x4 sheets and stuff like that. But they're like 30 years old, 20, 30 years old, and they need replacing. For example, the doors and stuff like that. So this year, we've replaced all the doors and all the actual frames that they sit in. made a few other things. You know, I've made a very large sash window for this year's play, which is quite nice. It's just stuff like that. Once it's made, you don't have to make it again, and hopefully it should last another 10, 20 years. That's the idea, anyway.
And of course, with young blood comes new ideas. Are you going to sort of change the direction of the sort of plays you do? I mean, Maggie has a penchant for Noel Coward, and it works well. But are there sorts of genre of play that you like that perhaps the club hasn't tried yet?
Yeah, there seems to be quite a few plays, like particularly of the comedy and farce variety, which are great actually, because it's nice for people to see them and laugh. But yeah, so I'd like to do some more serious drama, or be involved with something more serious or more edgy, or something maybe a bit more alternative, some more alternative playwrights, set in different eras, not just maybe the 40s, 50s, 30s, but say maybe something set. Apart from last year, which was set in the 90s, but something maybe even set in the future. There's an Alan Eckbourne play I'm kind of interested in looking at, which is set in the future. We'll see how it goes. I mean, you can only try and push these things and persuade the panel that decides on what players put on. Actually, this is going to be a good play, and people will enjoy it, or enjoy the fact that they got their money's worth and that they're being thrilled. They don't have to laugh, they can be scared witless. It's all the same, you know, it's entertainment.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.